Good morning, friends, and frenemies. Today is July the 31st, 2024. And I'm just going to quickly review because I got a big day ahead of me. I was on a podcast, Ellen Fisher, and I found a lady called Alison Armstrong, and I was listening to her book, The Queen's Code, Advice Women Need to Hear, and her website is Understanding Men, which is a lot of what goes on in overwhelmingly it is men who become alcoholics, and the women are often stressed out by the witness of some of the very difficult and trying times. So we're looking at the year 64 years, those coming into retirement age here in Canada, 1960 to 2025. And I was reviewing my personal life. 1976 and 1979 are hot years for my family and I. And the politics is very disconnected from the reality of their constituents. Knowing ancestry and members of our family, old and young, are going to create what is the community unity. So you have to have some interesting things in your family that you need to talk about. As grandparents, we are relationship breakdown in one of our child. How do we access our grandchildren, or are we forced into a kinship here situation? Knowing the participation and the balance for half-brothers and stepsisters and half-sisters and stepbrothers. The siblings, for example, if you are at a funeral and there's 11 brothers and sisters, and the person that gets up to speak is actually affiliated with the AA program, you're probably looking at a family that was very distressed during the early years of growing up. So maybe one of the children gets up and speaks, and the other 10 are just not interested in participating because they're in the mindset that it's time to start their healing process. And we have some local resources to reach out to, CMHA, Bright Shores Health Mental, Grey Bruce Navigation Line, One Stop Talk, Safe and Sound, Women's Center. Now this comes with the 988 button, so if you know someone or that may be considering in a crisis or considering suicide, it's 988 for just a conversation. You can sit by Farmer Wellness, Hope and Wellness Helpline. I got this really cool book from 1910, and now all the hats in vogue from 1910. Sketches, designs. Now this is going to really couple nicely with my book on vintage hair. There's just some lovely things, especially if you're a clergy and you want to have questions. Get this little brochure. Find out how, because sometimes the alcoholic was their religious priest, as in the Catholic system. We're starting to understand there's just so many brochures that you can access information for when you're an Al-Anon member and you want to know more about AA. This is questions that are answering on sponsorship, and this is part of the recovery program, and this is on the AA side. AA in the armed forces. This is really interesting, and I'll go into this this praying peace cards that I got. It turns out Doreen Virtue and Greg Braden helped James Twyman create these cards according to his book. His book was The Peace Troubadour, or that's his name. His book, well, we'll get into that in version 2.